Welcome back to UCSS. Cavs in action tonight versus the Orlando Magic. One guy who's not going to be in action is Jarrett Allen. He's going to miss his 9th straight game. And McNuggets is kind of getting scary a little bit. Is this just regular, or is this something we should be worried about?
Well, it was a knee bruise they started with. And this was on March 3rd against the Detroit Pistons. Kenny Atkinson, after that game, it was a home game, said didn't seem too severe, just a knee-on-knee injury, precautionary. We don't need him to get hurt. They've called it day-to-day since, but that was 20 days ago, G. We are approaching 3 weeks. It'll be, if he plays tomorrow, 3 weeks to the day of this injury. And, Jason, I know the Cavs in the past haven't been exactly the most forthright with some of their injury updates, but day-to-day into week-to-week, into no end in sight, right before the start of the playoffs for their emerging big man in this Harden offense is definitely not good news.
It's a little bit of PTSD to the Orlando series a couple years ago where he was day-to-day for a month with the ribs and never returned. Yeah. And now here we are 3 weeks. I mean, is it concern? Yeah, of course it's concerning. The playoffs are less than a month away, so sure it's concerning. You know, Mike's question in the rundown was, can they reach the conference finals without him? Yeah, I still tend to think they can. And I know what a valuable piece, and Mike's got all the numbers of how important he's been to this team during the regular season, but I just haven't seen him make a huge impact on this team in the playoffs. So, yeah, I still think they can make the conference finals without him. Can they win the East without him? No, I don't think they can. I think they need Jarrett playing at a high level in the playoffs to beat either Boston or New York.
They need Black History Month.
Well, I'll say February.
Yeah, that's right.
They need February.
Listen, we can say we need the Afro pick Jarrett. We need the oil sheen. This is alarming. It's alarming because he was playing some of his best basketball. In the pick and roll, him and James Harden. Now, James Harden done picked it up with Evan Mobley now, too. He's just that good when it comes to figuring out what the pick and roll is. But you're going to need both of those bigs because the problem with the Cavs, I can always tell you when the Cavs don't play well. And that's if you look at the rebounding statistics and they get out-rebounded, it's almost like they have no chance to win.
That and can't hit no threes.
That and no threes. So, to me, can they get to the conference finals without Jarrett Allen? Yes. Can they get to the NBA Finals without Jarrett Allen? No. And the thing, too, we've been talking so long, all season. We've been talking about, hey, when they get whole, when they get healthy, Donovan's missed a few stretches. They bring in James Harden, so now you're trying to work him back into the rotation and understand what you guys got going. But when Harden got here, guess who was out? Evan Mobley was out for a few games, and then Jarrett Allen was in. Now Mobley comes back, is playing well, and Max Strus is back playing well, and now Jalen Tyson is out because he has the toe injury. So they have never really established a rotation and a plan of action of how these guys play together, which, is basketball, it's sports. You got to figure it out at some point. But it is kind of unnerving that they're this close to the postseason, and they have not solidify a rotation and guys haven't played together.
So I'm like y'all, I think they can make it to the conference finals without J.A. To Jason's point, he's never really been that much of an impact during the playoffs, so there's no reason to think why the Cavs couldn't make it that far. Make it to the NBA Finals, I don't know. You're going to need Black History Month, J.A., for all that. Yeah. I think for me, though, when Mike said, the Cavs are not always as transparent as you want them to be when it comes to injuries. That's the biggest thing for me, and that's the thing that stands out the most for me. This started off as just a simple knee-to-knee. I thought he'd miss a game, maybe two. He'll be back. 20 days later, we have not seen J.A., and we don't really know how significant the injury is that he suffered. I go back to last year, the situation with Darius Garland's toe. Somehow, some way, he ended up having toe surgery, and it's like, okay, how in the world did we get here when we didn't think it was that serious of a situation? There's been other times. I mean, I think Evan Mobley came back early on around for the Christmas Day game when we played the Knicks, around the time where we thought he was going to miss about 4 weeks. So it's like it's one of those situations to where the Cavs, and it's their business how they want to go about it. They really tight to the vest with the injury information. They kind of keep the media and the fan base guessing. The only person that you can ever know what's going on with is Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell going to tell you himself if he's playing or not every single night with a simple tweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, outside of that, you really don't know what's be going on.
You know, Jason, could this be a thing where, you know, Evan Mobley has come back and he got what we call fresh legs. He got them young, fresh legs. Jarrett Allen is not old, but Jarrett Allen done played a lot of basketball. Is it a situation where he may be a guy that heals a little, it takes a little bit longer for them to heal, and they just being precautionary situation so they don't get him in a point where he's in the playoffs and he aggravates it again, and then you have to sit him down?
Yeah, I think obviously you're trying to get this out entirely, whatever it is. Can it get to the point where he can play through it? You would hope so, if it comes to that. But I do think that it's a little bit concerning that it's been 3 weeks, and there really doesn't seem to be any end in sight right now.
Yeah, that's facts.
I don't know. I mean, you got a couple. He won't need a ton of time, you wouldn't think, to get back in rhythm. You would like a couple of games toward the end of the regular season, at least, just to kind of get your wind back and make sure your legs are right. But yeah, this is getting to be a point of concern for sure.
I'll tell you this ain't the puncture lung situation. If it's playoff time, you better be able to play through it. Because at that point, everybody that's in the playoffs, everybody dealing with something. Yeah. Everybody playing through something, whether it's undisclosed or, you know, whatever the case may be. There's somebody dealing with something. So,
you know, I'll tell you this. I will say the cool thing about it is James Harden, for the most part, I know he gets a bad rap before in the playoffs, but I mean, this dude just be playing basketball. He don't be missing.
He's like a Grand Marquis with 180,000 miles on it. Yeah. Just keeps gliding down the road.
Hand injury, nah, I'm playing. So if you got these two dudes, right, and what you got to expect from Donovan Mitchell and James Harden is, hey, listen, if you ain't got one of your bigs, if you ain't got Jarrett Allen, so be it, so be it. You got to win the first.
Figure it out.
You got to figure that out. All the heavy lifting is on y'all anyway. Because if we lose the series, it is not going to be on Jarrett Allen. It's going to be on those two.
This is the highest payroll in the NBA.
Yeah.
And there's dudes making more than him.
So
figure it out.
Yeah, they got to figure it out. Because the playoff miscues, if we look and say the Cavs got beat in the first or second round, we are going right to Donovan and right to James Harden.
No, facts.
We ain't putting it on Evan Mobley. If you got to get 50 apiece, that's just what it's going to be that day. So get ready. But Jarrett Allen, I do think is needed to get to the ultimate promised land or give yourself a chance to get to the finals if that's what it's going to take.
I would hate. I said earlier they can't make they can't win the East without him. That feels a little dramatic the more I think about it. It's certainly harder, but I'm not going to say they can't do it because – I mean, I think they're going to have a hard time doing it fully healthy.
Right.
So losing, and Jarrett is an important piece to what they do. I just think there are more important pieces. So this would be like the 2016 losing Tristan. You know, you still got Kyrie and LeBron and Kevin.
And Kevin, you got to.
Yeah.
So you
still got JR, still got Shump.
Yeah, and two, like I think we look at it this way because of just Tatum just coming back and just being Tatum, which I don't like. He just comes back early and he's like, okay, well, now we got to deal with them folks. So
that ain't it.
By the way, Tatum has not been very good lately.
Yeah.
Just as a Boston's offense, since he's come back, just early, small sample size, they're working things out.
Yeah.
The last couple games has not been trending up; it has been trending down. Not saying I feel any better about playing them later.
I kind of think
saying,
that's natural.
Yeah, like
because of all the time that he's missed, and they were rolling so well without him, it is going to be a little.
Well, I think I know we got to get the break, but think about Derek White, right? Derek White has had to change his role on that team.
Yeah.
You know, a few different times, and Jaylen Brown is having an MVP type season. Derek White settled into whatever he thought his role was going to be for that season. And everybody was playing off of those two guys. When you put Tatum back into the fold, and no matter how many guys that you got ranked in your top 40 when it comes to efficiency ratings, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be adjustments that need to be made. And, you know, it's been hard for some of those guys to make those adjustments. So.